I rarely say this, but New World might be something special. Hello everyone, and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we're going to be taking a break from the arcade motion blaster and jumping into the world of MMOs. Today, the devs over at New World dropped their new dev diary breaking down wars and the PvE invasions. Now, one thing that I really like about what they did today is they showed a lot of gameplay. So not some artsy cinematic trailer, but they really broke down what the gameplay looks like and feels like, and that is what we're going to be discussing here today. But first, if you're new here, welcome. Here at Action RPG, I stream, I do tech reviews, I cover major gaming news, but the big portion of this channel, all things Action RPG. So if you grew up loving the Diablo series, if you're a fan of top-down isometric hack and slash style games, you are in the right place. So please consider subscribing and supporting smaller channels. All right. Let's break down this dev diary. Of course, I will share my thoughts. Please feel free to share yours in the comment section below. Here we go. All right, so let's jump right into this. Right now I'm on MMORPG.com. This is an article written by my boy Joseph Bradford. I like the way he writes, so I try to cover a lot of his articles. New World talks PvP, wars, and PvE invasions in the new dev diary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a little bit that he has to say about this, play the video, and then I'm going to give you my opinion. And I'll dabble in lots of my opinions. Amazon's New World is humming along towards its new August release date. So I actually made a video on New World being delayed. It was supposed to be out in May. We're supposed to have our hands on it basically now, but it's pushed back to August. The developers have recently put out a new developer diary, this time all about wars and invasions. The developer's diary details how war and invasions are major pillars of New World's gameplay, specifically going so far as to say its PvP sieges are, according to the lead system designer John Liberto, a new level of social dynamism no other game has. Okay. Anytime a game developer, a game producer puts out, "You've never seen anything like this. The first time tried. No experience you've ever seen before." Anytime they oversell something, it normally always underdelivers. Just saying. Now, it could possibly be that this is something that we've never seen before, but I only believe that if it is coming from the community or if it's coming from my own experiences in playing the game. So we'll have to see. In the video, the team details how territory wars between factions and companies work. Essentially, two territories clash with each other. A war between them can begin. The PvP war plays out in stages, from battering down the gates of a fort to claiming the flag, securing victory. Defenders will have access to siege defenses to repel the attacking company, who will also have siege weapons to assault the player's fort with. Now, this is really interesting. These sieges, look at this. Once a siege window is scheduled, players will take part in what Amazon calls an intense PvP battle for 1 hour. So you have 1 hour to defend and 1 hour to attack. And it's 50 versus 50. Now listen what Joseph Bradford writes. It's interesting to note that the claim that these sieges are being touted as a new level of social dynamism that no other game has, especially when you consider the rich history of PvP warfare and mechanics in MMOs for almost 2 decades. It'll be interesting to see how that claim plays out once more players can go hands-on with PvP wars in New World, which is literally my exact opinion. I've played multiple games that have large-scale clan wars. I've played mobile games that have large-scale clan wars, 50 versus 50. I've seen 50 versus 50 versus 50 before. So, we'll see. Maybe it is. PvE invasions also play a huge role in the corruption starts to assault player-run settlements as the forces of corruption start to amass strength in a specific territory. They will start to siege your fort. New World details this previously, but the video itself goes into some more detail regarding the invasion mechanics and make up a pillar of New World's gameplay. I've actually already made a video on these invasions based upon the corrupted, but I did not have video. I made a video, but I didn't have video. I only had the new images that they dropped. So now, with this video, you'll be able to actually see gameplay of this. Okay, enough reading. Enjoy this video dev diary, and then I will come back and give you my opinion. Enjoy.
The tournament is divided into territories. Some of those territories can be controlled by companies of players.
When two territories clash, a war can begin. One territory can challenge another to war at their fort.
So if one company is in control of a territory, if you have enough standing, you can go with your company and try to do basically a hostile takeover.
Every company in control of a territory sets what's called a siege window.
Once that's scheduled, you have this 1 hour intense PvP battle.
This is a 50 versus 50 player battle between the two companies for control of the territory.
It's really the pinnacle moment of PvP in the game.
Once a war starts, the attacking side is set to task to use siege weapons to take down the fortress gates.
The defenders then get to be inside their fort and have access to siege defense weapons, such as the mighty horn that can buff their allies.
It becomes this big epic battle where there's 50 players charging at the gates.
So as the attacker, you win the war by first taking down all the gates so that you can get inside of their base. And once you're inside, you siege the flag. And if you can stay near that flag for a set amount of time, you take the fort.
The war's timed, so you'll have about an hour to get in there, take over that flag in the middle.
And ultimately, one winner is going to be declared when the battle is over.
It's a new level of social dynamism that no other game has.
In addition to player versus player wars, territory owners will also have to worry about invasions. This is where waves of enemies from all across the tournament come to lay siege to your fortress.
As the corrupted breaches sort of escalate intensity, over time, those eventually lead to a large-scale invasion.
The corrupted, with their armies ever eager to take over the whole island, come marching up to forts and challenge the players.
Invasions are different from war. Invasions are large-scale PvE events where hundreds of corrupted try to ruin all of your progress in up-leveling your territory.
All the enemies that really scare you out in the world, you now see in an invasion. And they come after you, they come after the gates, and eventually they come for the flag.
There's great loot to be had, there's money to be made, there's reputation that you'll gain.
They happen pretty frequently. You'll need to prepare, and it's just waves and waves of corrupted that you'll need to battle back.
It's when the game really sings.
Okay, so I gotta say, one of my more favorite dev diaries from the team at New World. I thought they did a pretty good job explaining what you'll be able to do when you are defending and when you are attacking. Also really cool to see what PvE looks like when they're coming at you. Like when you see all the players shooting the big guy. Like that was probably actually my favorite part in this. Now my opinion. I've played multiple games that do these large-scale wars, and 1 hour, it's too long. Normally, you know going in if you've got a shot at winning, right? But normally it's like, we're going to try and take this one. Let's try this strategy. But the chances are slim. And then 10 minutes in, you're like, okay, we're screwed. We have no chance of taking this fortress. They're too heavily defended. They have 49 players. We were only able to gather 40. They're higher level, whatever it is. So does the game just take an hour and then the whole other team leaves and now it's 1 versus 50 and you just have to sit there? Is there like a give up button? Those are some of the questions I have. Also, balancing is really important. So what happens if the people trying to take over the siege weapons that they have to knock down the doors or catapults or their cannons aren't balanced? Then that's going to be really easy for them to take it. Or vice versa. If the people defending have too much power, or it's too hard to break in, or their arrows from shooting down, like having an elevated position is too good, it'll be impossible to ever take it. So like, not only do you have to balance out this part of the equation, 1 hour is also a very long time. Because I'm thinking about like myself. I've got children. It's dinner time. It's daddy, I need something, right? Like, will I actually be able to sit there for 1 hour to do this 50 versus 50 PvP war? I don't know. And then when you're talking about the corrupted attacking, how long does that go on for? That actually probably is harder to defend against them than the other ones, So, like, that's kind of my opinion on it. Now, as far as it being so different that it's a game changer, that it's something that you've never seen before, again, I can't answer that question until I've actually played. But I can tell you, like I said earlier in the video, anytime I hear a developer or somebody say that, it's normally not a very good thing. They're really trying to sell this as a next level, something you have never seen before MMO. And maybe it is. And like I said at the very, very beginning, this game might be something special. But my current opinion, without playing it, 1 hour is too long. And then they better put serious time into their early access and beta, into testing and balancing the two different sides. But we'll see. Okay, that's all I've got for you guys today. I'm going to link other content I have New World at the end of this video, so make sure you check that out. I started a Discord a little bit over a week ago, and we're about to hit 70 members, so if you're looking for a close-knit group of gamers that are very active in chat, please consider joining my Discord. It is in the description below. So that's it. Stay home. Stay safe. Aaron out.